What's going on, everybody? My name is Matt and welcome back to Crypto Kings, and it's time for another Shiba Inu video. If you guys are new, drop a like, subscribe for daily SHIB updates, and let's get right into it. So if you guys haven't seen what's been going on, what we are looking at on the day here is a slight decline in price here at around 11.5%, and I know what you're thinking, oh my god, 11%, that's more than slight. Well, kind of, but when it really comes down to it, compared to where we were around a week ago, this drop is really light work for us. And when it comes down to it, sometimes what CoinMarketCap and all these other, sort of viewing places will do is compare it to where we were 24 hours ago. So yes, we are down 11% from where we were 24 hours ago, but for the majority of the day yesterday, it was around 40. So it's really not all that bad. And obviously, when we look at the 7-day chart here, you guys can see that yes, we did have this peak here at around 43, but for the majority of the day yesterday, we really were hanging out around the same price that we are now. So how do we make sense of this? How did this happen? And obviously, where is the price going to go from here? Well, the first thing we have to obviously, sort of internalize is exactly why we've seen this struggle take place. Now, of course, this happens with any crypto where you see, a time of overinflation. I told you guys at the top here, this probably isn't the best time to buy. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, it's only my personal opinion, but I told you guys yesterday, I said, you know what? Buying up here, as great as it is to support SHIB and all that, I'm not going to give you guys horrible opinions. I don't think it's a good idea to buy all the way at the top. I said there'll be a little bit of pullback, and thankfully, that has come true. Without any major crashes or anything, we are seeing what looks like to be some healthy pullback. And you guys can see the only exception to that is this one random kind of one-off candle here that shoots itself all the way down to 33. And the question is, why did this happen? Well, if you guys remember from yesterday, what we saw was a tweet here at Elon Musk saying, hey Elon Musk, how much SHIB are you holding? Hoping to get, a very enthusiastic response, like, oh, 100 billion, hoping to get a very, enthusiastic reply from Elon, and he responds with none. And, of course, that ended up, immediately sending it down to around 32, 33, but the good thing, and this is what some of you guys were talking about in my comments, is that, yeah, it looks like people are not, taking what Elon Musk says as gospel, and, that's kind of good. I mean, one man shouldn't really have that much control over the stock market or the crypto market or whatnot, and I definitely do think that's a good thing. But speaking of good things, for your finances, folks, if you guys want to get started on Webull, folks, link down below in the description. It is so easy to do. If you guys click my link, only if you use my link, of course, we'll both get some free stock. You'll get 2 free stocks valued up to $2,300. People have gotten lucky with this. Again, the majority of you will probably get 15, 20 bucks ish, worth of stock. So the top of the link down below in the description, you can get started trading crypto over there. They do have SHIB available over there, and of course, some people have gotten lucky and have gotten free shares of Apple, free shares of Facebook, which go for a lot of money. So definitely check it out, guys. Top of the link down below in the description, my affiliate link there. But anyways, guys, what I was saying is, when it comes down to it, yes, this did kind of send us, for a loop really in the short term, but this wasn't anything tragic, and you guys can see it quickly had a very nice rebound. Now, in theory, this could have continued to spiral down, and Elon has done this in the past, and his tweets have had, some pretty bad effects. I mean, in theory, if this was like a really influential Elon tweet, if we were going back in time to like May, where he had so much pull, you could have seen it immediately hurtling down and, maybe landing off at like 25 or something like that. That could have been a typical Elon trajectory, but it appears that these days, he doesn't nearly have that much influence with his tweets, and that's nothing against Elon Musk, but it's kind of good that one person doesn't have that much influence. Again, in his tweet, he didn't say sell your SHIB, he just said he doesn't personally own any. So that is all good. Now the question is, where does this move in the future? Where do we see this price leveling off? Well, like I've been talking about, guys, ideally what is best to do is to try to pick a zone and just write it off. Pick a zone, write it off, and say, you know what, all of this growth is artificial or fake or driven by hype. So let's pick a zone. Let's say something like this. Let's say the majority of the growth over the past 24 hours has just been hype driven, and it was trending on Twitter. That's risky. Yada yada. let's buy into those premises. Well, if we do, we could say safely that, yeah, you know what? All of this growth from the 23rd up until, the very early hours of the 24th, all of this was normal. This was organic. This was real. So let's draw a line of support a little bit below all of this growth. So this is at 35. This is still amazing. If we end up here, if all of this growth ends up getting written off, Ethereum has a bad day, Bitcoin has a bad day, and SHIB, unfortunately pays the price. If that happens, we still have an extremely good line of support to fall back on. So this is very possible. The 35 line, like I've said, I believe definitely it could end up being, used to bounce off of. And we have a couple other instances in which this can be used as evidence as well, because you guys can see these candles here essentially bounce off the 35, which is great news. Obviously, the Elon tweet goes a little bit below, but, you have to remember this was being massively driven by public sentiment. Had Elon tweeted something, maybe positive about SHIB, I'm sure it would have, bounced off of 35 here. So this comes kind of close. I definitely do think the difference here from 35 to 33 is negligible. So you could definitely say that 35 is a fine line for that. Let's be even more aggressive, though. Let's say that this entire period of growth from the 23rd up until now was just a waste. Let's say that this entire period of growth was completely driven by Twitter. It's not real. Let's say that. Let's buy into those premises. Well, if we do, we could say that very safely, giving us a line of support here, really 30. We could say that 30 is really a safe conservative estimate as to, where we could very, very well watch Shiba Inu level off. And I think that most people would still be doing pretty good, even if we wound up at 30. Because again, when you zoom out and look at the big picture, we used to obsess over small differences in price. We'd worry about the difference from here to here, or the difference from, here to here. It was crazy, man. We used to worry about stuff like that. So even if, a lot of this recent growth is considered to be a little bit overinflated, we would still be very, very satisfied, I would say, with it leveling off at 30. And the reason why I could see it leveling off at 30 is because, again, we had this long period of consolidation from 26-ish to around 29-ish. So this horizontal period of consolidation here, where it's just going boing, 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 bouncing off the top and the bottom, this shows that, yeah, the market considered SHIB to be, somewhat fairly valued between 27 and 29-ish, or 26 and 29-ish. So it's not a shock. It is not a drastic estimate to say it'll hold itself somewhere around 30. And of course, another indicator we could look at is the relative strength index. You guys can see, of course, it is considered to be well overinflated, the relative strength index. But look, this starts after this run. So beforehand, the relative strength index during this period of consolidation was normal. It said, yeah, you know what? This is fine. This is completely acceptable for these current market conditions for SHIB to be sitting between 27-ish, 26-ish, and 29. So that's completely normal. Again, we do have a period where it is past what the relative strength index considers normal. Not that this is tragic, but, we do have this zone here. So after this zone, you guys can see, of course, the Elon tweet sends it back into the RSI, and now it's considering itself to be kind of normal. So let's get away from the conservative estimates for a minute. Let's get a little hopeful here, man. Very well, if it continues to bounce around here, we could very well, I think, see this, continue to kind of bounce around and maybe, push a little bit more, with the headroom that we have here up to like 41 or 42-ish on the day. So those are just a few scenarios I see happening. Of course, no one really knows. If anyone says they really know, they're lying. This is just my best guess. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Again, check out Webull. Link down below in the description. Subscribe, of course, for more daily SHIB vids. Thank you guys so much. It's been Matt. See you guys on the next one. Peace.